sleep on you, tuck 'em in. Meet me at the top, if you fall, I'll drop my pen. So many stars in the making, thank you, sing. Eyes on the prize, I say passionate. I got the sauce like Diana, vision like medicine. They say patience is a virtue, so I went around the world and back again. Now NSL be on the map, no more imagining, it's happening.
Welcome to Week 10 of the Northern Super League, presented by BMO, the official bank of the NSL, for the third meeting of the season between the Calgary Wild and Halifax Tides. I'm Signa Butler alongside former Canadian Youth International Jessica Lisi. And today's match from McMahon Stadium in the Stampede City of Calgary. And the Wild, of course, looking for their first win of the season, Jess, but they had their most complete performance against Montreal.
They most definitely did. There were some bright glimpses in their play, specifically in that transitional phase. You can see here Maya Jones to Collie Johnson, their ability to read what was being given to them and getting forward, utilizing their ability and their pace, as well as that IQ. They do have the players, regardless of what the results have been showing us, Signa. So I do think that this is a team that has a lot more to show us, and they do really need to lean into that strength. And again, transition is going to be massive for them. So today, that's going to be something that they have to lean into a little bit more.
And a player that we're watching is this one, Maya Jones for Calgary.
She's an exciting player. I don't think we've seen the best of her as of yet. They need to get her involved early, and they need to get the ball at her feet because she is so great when she's going forward, so talented. She has great IQ, her ability to go 1v1, those early crosses into the box, and we know she can score goals as well. So definitely a player that's going to need to come up big for them.
And getting her fourth start of the season up front, it's looking like a deadly trio with Dorian Bauckham and Maggie Doherty-Howard. Anderson Williams starts for the first time in the midfield. And meantime, Sarita Thurton plays in the number 9 position, and we had a chance to catch up with her ahead of the match. Sarita, thanks for joining us. You're coming off your most complete performance of the year, according to your coach. How do you use that momentum to work towards getting the first win of the season?
Yeah, I think it's honestly exactly what you said. I think just building off of what we did last week, I think we had one of the better performances of the season, and kind of just taking what we did well from that and also learning from what we could have done better and building on from that to this game.
For you, we've seen you mostly on the flank through the first 2 seasons of the NSL, but how does playing as a number 9 suit you?
Honestly, it's exciting. A lot of people have actually asked me like how I feel about it and stuff like that, and obviously I'm just happy to be on the field after being out for a couple of games at the beginning. But obviously a different set of skills you need to play the 9. But I take the challenge confidently, and I think just focusing on holding up the ball and things like that. But yeah, I'm confident about it and I enjoy it. I think it's just a fun new challenge, honestly.
Thanks for this and good luck today.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Meantime, the Halifax Tides, third in the standings, coming off a 1-1 draw against Vancouver, but they left a lot of chances on the table.
We've seen this team grow so much into this season, Signa. It's been really fun. It's been exciting. They've been scoring goals, but they also have lacked the needed clinical edge on many accounts, and you saw it last game versus Vancouver when they were able to equalize after having a bit of a lull performance. You saw them miss those big opportunities, such as these last 2 that we're seeing. They have to be able to finish this if they want to continue their rise up into the table.
Well, fullback Julien Valeron has certainly been a bright spot for the Tides. 4 goals this season.
This is a former teammate of mine. I've always enjoyed playing alongside her. I think she's such a bright player. Her ability to really get forward down that line, she's super dangerous. You don't want her coming at you, but also defensively, she's willing to go in hard. She does the work that's needed, and she's been a massive bright spot with her consistency so far this year.
And we'll anchor that back line again, which is unchanged from their game against Vancouver. In the middle, it's Annika Leslie and Addie Wickers at center back. As for up front, familiar faces, Sarah Miller having a strong season alongside Sid Kennedy, and Jordan Rhodes, who we had a chance to catch up with before the match, and we asked her about what it takes to have that clinical edge.
Honestly, I think it's a team effort, just putting each other in good positions to score. We've had a lot of different goal scorers, and I think it's important to have all those different threats, so just finding ourselves in good positions and finishing our opportunities.
You've already had success against the Wild twice this year. What's the key to repeating that again today?
Yeah, I think it's hard because we've played each other so many times so soon. But honestly, just taking what we've done from the last 2 games against them and learning from where we might need to adjust here or adjust there, and maybe we made a mistake that we can fix. So just honing in on those different things and just try to get the same success we had the last 2 times.
Appreciate your time and good luck today.
Thank you.
Well, we're just moments away from kickoff at McMahon Stadium in Calgary, Alberta. The 3rd meeting between the Calgary Wild and the Halifax Tides. Can the Wild pick up their first victory of the season? Stay tuned. Kickoff straight ahead.
Hi, I'm Diana Matheson, legend of the field and founder of the Northern Super League. Are you wondering where to watch Northern Super League matches live this season? Confused by TV networks, channels, streams, and schedules? You could visit NSL.ca and download the 2026 schedule to your smartphone, but who's got time for that? Not me. That's why we're introducing the 2026 Northern Super League game schedule hotline. Just dial 1-833-NSL Live and we'll tell you where to watch every match. It's simple, it's easy. It's like the opposite of AI. No, seriously, call it. They made me pre-record all the weekly messages, and we have like 80 matches.
Call the NSL schedule hotline now. 1-833-NSL Live. That's 1-833-NSL Live. It's free, it's real, and yes, you can leave us a message. Tell us where you're watching from. Tell us your favorite team. Tell us why everyone should watch the Northern Super League. Call now, find out where and when to watch, and tune in.
A look inside the Halifax Tides circle ahead of the game. That's Sarah LeMiller speaking to her team on the road at McMahon Stadium for the 2nd time this season. And Coach Stephen Hart said, you know what, they're really getting a chance to get to know some of these opponents due to the scheduling, but that's okay. They're very wary of this Calgary Wild team who getting their final words, checking in with each other at this stage of the season. You know, still looking for their first victory, Jess. But you can't count any team out. They finally got some bodies back in the lineup for Sinead McSherry's side, and they really want to put forward a strong performance today.
And Coach McSherry told us, Signa, when we spoke to her, that they're coming off of their most complete performance of the season. And from that, you can only grow, right? You learn. Each game gives you different learnings. Each opponent gives you different learnings. And if you've played a team 2 times, I bet you learn something new each game as well. So this is a new challenge for them. They're going into this with a little bit more knowledge than maybe they had 2 games ago. But this is a team that has the ability to make things happen.
Well, making things happen has been Julianne Valeron this season. 4 goals for the fullback, and looking for more today, perhaps. Kickoff is moments away here at McMahon Stadium as the players line up. Tilly James ready to go for the Calgary Wild, wearing their red today. Janaea Robertson getting set to kick things off. And right into Halifax's end, Cheyenne Allen. Across to Addie Wickers. Calgary immediately trying to put the pressure on. Put their stamp on the game in the opening minutes. Should mention in goal today for the Halifax Tides, first appearance of the season for Annika Toth. Taking the gloves from Riley Foster-Inman, who's been a very strong starter for the Tides, but Annika Toth back from injury. And she was a real revelation for the Tides last season. Named goalkeeper of the year and part of the best 11, Jess.
Yeah, she's a really talented young keeper. I've actually had the pleasure of playing alongside not only her, but also Foster Inman, and both of them are very strong keepers. I know that it is not an easy decision for Stephen Hart game in and game out. So yeah, I think that it's great to see that she's healthy and that she's able to step in and hopefully make an impact, right? That's what you want. You want to be able to see all these ladies step on the pitch and make an impact and bring their own flair to each and every game.
There is Annika Toth from Oakville, Ontario, Slovakian international. Getting her first touches of the match. Valeron under pressure right away from Bockham.
We're really early in, but you're already seeing that mentality that Calgary is going into this match with. They're very organized defensively. They're looking to apply that pressure in a timely manner, all on the same page.
And Calgary picking things off and charging forward. Grace Storty, as she often does, ball cleared out of the box.
Bit of a high kick there.
Cross into the box and cleared away. So Calgary and Sinead McSherry's side on the front foot, looking for that early pressure. Williams recycling it back to Michaela Moore. Rhodes shielding.
Halifax patient throughout the back. Well done from Storty.
Storty and Miller battling it out here. Sarita Thurton. Thurton, the cross across goal. It's right there for the taking. And got tripped up on the turf. Right there in front of goal. Grace Storty, an opportunity.
She's gonna watch that one back and kick herself. She lost her footing, but this was such a great play, and it actually started with Storty. You see her there just roll over top of the ball. Thurton does well to look up, recognize the type of ball that's needed, and cut it right back perfectly onto Storty's foot. But again, this starts from Storty's aggressiveness and her resilience when she drives forward. When she doesn't have the ball, she's going in 100% of the time, and when she does win it, she has this bravery with her and what she can do going forward.
Grace Storty, one of the stars for the Wild last season, a tackles leader in the league, but also you can hear the crowd. They get excited every time she bombs down that right side.
Well, as we can see, things happen.
Good things happen when Grace goes. Official Alan Roosh today in the middle of the park. As mentioned, this is the third meeting between these two teams this season. Halifax has had the upper hand with 2 victories, and here comes Sid Kennedy looking inside and runs by the foot of Julia Benatti. First game was at McMahon Stadium. Halifax won that one 4-0. 2 goals from Sarah Lemiller, 2 goals from Julianne Valeron. And then they met about 2 weeks ago with Halifax winning that one at home 2-0. Toth out of her box.
Some good back pressure.
Wickers looking over top. Rhodes and Moore battling. Kennedy now looking for the cross over top. That's a nice ball through, and the shot! Side of the netting, but it'll be out. Talbert got a hand on that, so corner kick coming up for the Tides.
I thought that was in the back of the net for a moment. But this is a great play from the Halifax Tides. Again, we know that they're a team that loves to get balls into the box, and they've done really well so far this season when they have. Great ball in from Sid Kennedy. This touch just getting up a little bit away from Sarah Miller, and she does strike it, but that mishap of a touch allows Storty to just get in enough of a position to really throw her off.
Pedersen trying to curl one in. Moore deals with that. And Sarita Thurton knocked off the ball, drawing a foul. And a bit of pain there. Sarita Thurton, a very important player for the Calgary Wild, coming back into form after an early season injury.
See right through the back of her, it looks like Moo. Just going into a tough tackle, but it's never easy when your back is turned.
Moore looking over top. Cheyenne Allen deals with that. Valeron. Miscommunication on the run. That's a clear foul on Cheyenne Allen. On Maya Jones. Again, you want to see Maya Jones involved in the play. We haven't seen her touch the ball as much as you'd like to see her early in this match.
Yeah, I think she's a player that can also live in those pockets. She can get wide. She can drive forward. She's very good 1v1. I think that's one of her strongest attributes, if not her strongest. But she has so much pace. So if you do get her on the ball, if she can utilize and really dig into her IQ and help ignite that attack for the Wild, I think we're going to see a couple goals this game for them, Signa.
Valeron giving chase, can't keep it in bounds. Tilly James will take the throw-in, has moved over to that left side fullback, had been playing a lot of center back this season. Started every game for the Calgary Wild. Tilly James out of Trinity Western University.
The ball's flat, it appears.
Yeah, ball's not supposed to do that, so I think we'll... They got one on standby.
Just trying to figure out what all the commotion was about. You saw a bunch of players with their hands up.
It happens. So new ball is on the pitch in this 0-0 game. Just inside 10 minutes at McMahon Stadium in Calgary. Kennedy. Get over to that favored left foot. The ball played over top. Moore is there.
We've seen Kennedy a couple times come in to be on that left foot, as you just mentioned, Signa, but there's moments where she really does have to go out to her right, open up the pitch, try to stretch this Wild back line. That's ultimately where you're going to find success, when you can stretch that back line, when you can force players to have to move out of position and then move the ball.
Jones wins the ball twice on that right side, sets up Thurton. Thurton, she have anyone in the box to help her out, and goes out of touch for a goal kick.
It's well done from Wickers as well to just ensure that nothing's coming from that. Let's take another look here at that resilience from Maya Jones. We spoke about what she adds in the attack, but also defensively, her ability to not give up, and you see it there. Tackle after tackle, she puts her body on the line, and she gets this ball up to third, and unfortunately nothing coming from it, but that's the hustle that you want to see.
Maya Jones, the 24-year-old from Calgary, one of 10 Calgary products on this Wild team, so a lot of homegrown talent honing their craft, including some youngsters. The Stewart twins were available off the bench today, Keelan and Tegan. And Tora Betteridge, of course, have to mention her, who's getting a start today. 17 years of age, part of the Canadian Youth National Program. Nice step over there, and Valeron is looking for goal and has to make a save as Caitlin Talbert. And that was one thing Sinead McSherry told us on our call with her yesterday, was that they have to be wary of the ties and those shots from distance.
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing it on full display here. Valeron takes a touch, she looks up, and she's not afraid to strike it. We've seen her score goals from there. Talbert does well. She has strong hands, gets this over top of the bar. But this is exactly what she was speaking about, and something that they have to continue to be wary of, because we know the Tides are not afraid to strike from distance.
Pedersen. It's a long looping ball over top. Rhodes, a header, goes just by the crossbar.
We saw them score that way in their last match, so it's not a bad idea. This ball gets back post. It's well struck. She jumps up, she does time it, but she doesn't deflect it back towards goal. She actually ends up deflecting it too far to the right and heading it upwards. It needs to just be more of an attacking header, needs to attack the ball to really provide some sort of power behind it to beat a keeper like Talbert.
Thurton, lovely turn on Leslie. Looking for targets up front, cuts it back to Doherty Howard, and poked away in time by Moo.
We've seen Sarita Thurton early on in this game making herself very useful. She does well to time her runs, to get into those spaces in behind. Sort of turns into a winger. We know she's more comfortable on that flank. She's done well so far as a 9. We've seen Baucom move out to the left, and maybe people were questioning that. Is Sarita Thurton a 9? Is Baucom the one that should be pushed out into that 11 position? But we're seeing them come alive, and it's working so far. We've seen a few dangerous chances off of the foot of Sarita Thurton.
Thurton, one of the top young players in the league last year in her first season, and started this season with an injury, so she's just kind of finding her way back into form. Told us before the game she loves the challenge of this new position, number 9 position. And interim coach Sinead McSherry says that they're trying to get the most out of Thurton because she's the type of player that can change games.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing it, right? And she mentioned it actually when you spoke with her, Signa, before the game, that there is different attributes that are needed from a player in that 9 role. And that's normally because you have a little bit less space, right? When you're on the flank, you're able to find those spaces, get on the ball, run down the line, beat players 1v1, use your pace. That's what she's used to. But when you're in the center of the park, you got 2 center backs on your back. You also have to be able to hold that ball up at times. You have to be able to adapt to what the game needs from you. So it's a little bit of a different position. I do think she's definitely a player that is up for the challenge, though.
Ball popped over top. Storty's there. Gets it to Talbert, who cleared it a little clumsily out for a corner kick. Have an awkward bounce in the box to deal with.
You want to see the Wild deal with that a little better, secure the ball, not allow a corner kick, not allow anything dangerous to come from it. Obviously, they did shut down Miller. She wasn't able to get on the end of it, but here's another opportunity for Halifax to potentially get their first of the match.
Third corner kick now for the Halifax Tides. It's a short one this time. Pedersen. Headed away, not out of danger just yet, and a deep throw in for the Tides. Kennedy trying to cut inside.
James not quite able to get that out of bounds where it wasn't a corner kick.
So Kennedy will come from the near side of the pitch. In with that left foot over top of the bar and right through the penalty area. So that was a tasty ball from Sid Kennedy.
It was a great delivery, and it was well struck. It was right where you wanted it to be, right at the top of the six there, where you have all the bodies, but unfortunately nobody was able to get on it. Even Talbot not able to get a hand on it. Sarah LaMiller reacting at the end.
So a lot of action on both ends. No goals as of yet.
I was just about to say, but what it comes down to, Signa, is what we spoke about in the pregame, right? These teams have been creating chances, specifically Halifax. They've been creating chance after chance in majority of their games. They've done so well with that creation aspect, but they've struggled a little bit in moments to finish the ball and to be clinical. That's not to say that they haven't been scoring. They absolutely have, but they could be scoring more. And when you look at this Calgary side, they're a team that's struggled a little bit. The results really haven't been falling their way. Their creation is getting better each game. As we said, they're coming off their most complete performance, but they're a team that has more, and that's what I want to see. I want to see more. I want them to be able to finish those chances as we saw early on. Storty, she needs to put that in the back of the net. So much hard work went into that. She started it. So yeah, just a little bit more clinical for both these teams in the final third when those chances are created.
Kennedy out wide now to Jordan Rhodes. Rhodes in the box, cuts it back. Oh, nearly had Miller there. Benatti now. Move, looking inside. Benatti tried a little give and go. You can see the Halifax having the early possession statistics. About 60%.
I think that's quite accurate. We've seen a lot of Halifax in this matchup so far. We've also seen some great opportunities from Calgary, but as far as really controlling the game and having that tempo swing in their favor, Halifax has most definitely been the more dominant team so far.
Miller sending it in the back to Wickers. Moo got tangled up there with Williams. Torian Baucom, good backtracking to win that ball back. Has Jones now.
Nice footwork from Jones.
You just see it immediately when she touches the ball, the quality. Thurton. Jones. Doherty Howard tried to cut it back. It will be a corner kick for the Wild.
You see it there again, that little slip ball through. She recognizes where the space is, plays a nice little weighted pass through, and now they have a corner kick. So as you said, Signa, they need to get her involved. They need to get her on the ball.
Here is the captain, Maggie Doherty Howard. Ball up, challenged for. Jones gets a shot off, it's wide, and out for a goal kick. And Wickers gathering herself after going up for that ball. Appears to be all right. Baucom with a nice slide tackle, earns that ball back. Looking for a shot, goes down in the box and wanted a call. Didn't get it.
I have to take another look at that one. It's hard to tell if there was enough contact, so here we go again. Looks like she might have had contact on the back foot, but I do think it was a bit of a soft one.
Maggie Doherty-Howard arguing the case for Jorian Bauckham, and perhaps a penalty for the Wild. Challenge here. Talbert comes over the goal. Valeron tries to tuck it through, has Kennedy, and that was a lovely slide tackle at the right time from Tilly James, because Kennedy was looking towards goal.
We've seen Tilly James really grow into this year. She's done so well, well-timed, gets this out of the danger zone. Valeron with a nice little tap through. You saw that Sid Kennedy was ready. She was hungry. She was about to get that shot off, so really well-executed slide tackle there from Tilly James.
Tilly James only played 3 games last season before she was lost to injury, and she's been a factor starting in all 7 matches for the Wild this year. A key slide tackle there. Corner kick in, goes the far post. That's Jordan Rhodes again, and going over top of the bar.
I'm going to repeat myself because it's exactly what happened on the other one, but Jordan Rhodes needs to be able to get over top of this with her head and head it downwards. You see her get up. She times it well, but she actually doesn't make that movement to go down and through the ball. She sort of lets the ball hit her head, and then it ends up skying over top of the bar. So there is a difference between those defensive clearance headers, and there's a difference between attacking headers. So when you are in that attacking third, really going through the ball and using that momentum of your body to add that extra power and keep it down and on frame.
Grace Doherty with a throw on the far side of the pitch. Back to Moore. Betteridge, brave, goes backwards, and that's a tough touch by Talbert. But Natty put the pressure on. And another corner kick coming up here for the Halifax Tides, and little messy in the back right now.
We've seen Talbert play with fire a couple times. She gets this ball. This touch is not what was needed in that moment. She needs to be able to clean that up. That's the second time that she got caught because of a poor touch. There has to be more of a confidence when she gets that ball, get it out of the danger zone, because you know that you have players on the Tides that are hungry. They're going to apply that high pressure, especially when the ball is back to the goalkeeper.
Pedersen trying to curl inwards this time, and Moore had to put it out of bounds. Having Michaela Moore back there as a leader and such an experienced player. Kiwi International, it's huge. Played 90 minutes against Montreal. First time she's played 90 minutes all season. So that is a big, big opportunity for the Wild to have her in the back. Here's a shot from distance. Blocked. Back to Allen. Pedersen and Allen. Allen going back to Toth. Calgary felt that was out of bounds. Ball plays on. Moore breaks it up. Giveaway right to Thurton. And Thurton can have a shot from here. Chooses to pass it in for Maya Jones, and Toth scoops it up, lands on it, but maybe a little distribution issue there for Halifax.
Calgary has done really well so far in this match to apply that high pressure and not give them any time or space to build out of the back. You're seeing it again here. Numbers, they're ready, they're going in, they're fighting in every single tackle and every single battle.
Pedersen through. This is Rhodes. Jordan Rhodes coming back to her right foot. Broken up by Williams. And Rhodes guides it out for another corner kick. So corner kicks aplenty for the Halifax Tides, but no goals yet in this game.
Few that we've seen, it's come down to technique and being clinical, right? The opportunities there. You're seeing 8 corners. There has to be a goal in one of these somewhere.
Pedersen again with the delivery. Goes over top of everyone, and that'll go out for a goal kick. Doherty Howard playing in Baucom. Baucom's going to get there, yes. Baucom charging forward, cuts the inside by Valeron. Valeron recovers. Doherty over top, flicked on by Thurton. And Doherty Howard was right there, and Toth got there just in the nick of time.
So close, and another great opportunity. Grace Doherty again playing a bit of creator. Thurton with a nice little touch of the head, and you see Doherty Howard do everything to get there, but Toth is able to beat her there just in time.
Pedersen, ooh. Rhodes laid it off to Pedersen. Now Cheyenne Allen. Maybe a little too far for Jordan Rhodes.
I keep repeating myself, but that pressure from Calgary and the organization, the defensive organization, is what makes it really difficult for the Tides to be able to build out comfortably, and that's where you run into those opportunities where you're seeing a player like Rhodes looking to break in behind, but the ball coming into her is being pressured, and therefore it's not clinical enough to be able to land and give her an opportunity to create something dangerous going forward.
Rain starting to come down at McMahon Stadium. 17-degree day, but rain was in the forecast. Kind of used to seeing rainy weather out in Calgary. I feel like every game we've called, it's been a little bit of rain.
It's better than snow.
Better than snow, which also happened.
Has happened, yeah.
The Wild and their fans, the Wild Roses, we know they're a hardy bunch out there. Ball played over top, and it's going to be too far for Miller.
And another thing is when it does rain, the surface is going to be a little bit more slick, so that's where you have to be more precise in your execution of making those passes, specifically when you're playing more direct in moments, which we've seen the Tides look for a couple times, and they've been able to catch the Wild, but the ball not being able to hold up for them has hurt them so far. So just more precise in that final execution of the pass.
Nice flick on there. And the Wild get possession. That's Jones. Jones creating. Ball runs here is James. And Valeron with the tackle and took the worst of that.
Seems to be in quite a bit of discomfort. You see Valeron keep her feet. She does well, and it was a timely tackle. but she does make contact with Tilly James's body. I think she might have just been winded potentially by that contact. Hopefully nothing more.
Shoe untied as well. So the captain to the corner flag now. And can the Wild find the first goal in this game? Ball driven in near post. Allen got a foot on it. And cleared away to the half. Thurton has a clear run at goal, decides to have a go. Why not? With that slick turf, as you mentioned. But Toth up to the task.
You also see Michaela Moore driving forward and trying to make that front post run, potentially getting a touch on it, but Toth is able to hold that.
I've certainly seen Moore on set pieces, especially last season. Be a goal-scoring threat.
We're seeing that continuous struggle from the Tides to build out of the back because of this pressure.
A foul on Sinamu. Doherty Howard on this free kick. The services always good from Doherty Howard, and she's in combination with Maya Jones over there. Doherty Howard going to the far post, looking for a target, headed away by Leslie. Not out of trouble. Cleared. Ball over top, but that'll be an offside. Flag went up on the far side of the pitch.
It's twice now. Michaela Moore almost getting on the board, obviously not able to stay on the right side of the Halifax Tide defenders. But she has that hunger. She's looking for it, Signa.
Thurton lays the ball down. Here's Jones. Jones trying to go 1v1, looking for perhaps a shot, broken up by Pedersen. And out for a Calgary throw. Kennedy pumps that high in the air. Williams will be called for a foul there on Pedersen.
The Tide's just searching for a way to really secure the ball. We'll see it again here. Williams just getting caught up there with Pedersen.
But driving forward and with loads of room and time, here's Doherty Howard, the save by Annika Toth. And that was probably the Wild's second best chance of the half, going back to Grace Storty's open net earlier.
We've seen a few great chances from them. They've done well to drive forward and really stretch this back line. You see Valoran getting caught high. Doherty Howard needs to bury this. It's plain and simple. Baucom does well to drive across, finds her wide open. But Toe's coming up big and not allowing that into the back of the net, so it's well done from her, but absolutely needs to find its way into the back of the net from Doherty Howard's perspective.
So Toe's first game of the season hasn't shown the rust yet. Ball across goal, headed down with authority. And player down in the box.
Never a great sight when you see someone holding their head. Hopefully that's not what's going on.
Okay, medical staff coming out to check on the Tides player. Here's a look at what happened. Maybe it's a coming down on her own player.
Yeah, maybe
The
there might be some
Valorant.
contact.
With Sinamu, the player down on the pitch. We'll give the teams time to have some tactical adjustments anyway while medical treatment is being had on the pitch. As we mentioned, this is the third matchup between these two teams this season. Halifax has had the upper hand with 2 victories, 2 shutouts. Riley Foster Inman in net for those. And the chances created, though, not too far off.
I mean, from what we've seen today, we can see that this team is very capable of creating chances, Calgary Wild side. But yeah, absolutely, it's been quite close. I think that, you know, when we spoke to Coach McSherry, she mentioned that it wasn't necessarily their best performances and that she wants to be able to come into this and sort of turn over a new leaf and be better and focus on growing from game to game. So I think that they're showing that so far in this match, Signa, that they are capable of maybe evening that out a little bit.
Move back in action. Here's Miller. And out for another corner kick.
Another great opportunity for the Tides. Can they get on the end of one of these?
So far, it's escaped them.
It's an in-swinger as well, which is a huge advantage.
Kennedy coming to take the kick. Kennedy to the penalty spot area. And that'll be a foul, I think, on Jordan Rhodes. As Tilly James collects herself.
She's really been putting her body on the line so far today. We've spoken about her a few times, coming up big for her side. You see her here coming out. Just a collision there as Jordan Rhodes is coming towards the ball, and Tilly James is attempting to go towards the ball as well to get it out of the 18-yard box.
It's 5 minutes to play, plus perhaps some added time here in this opening half at McMahon Stadium. You don't like to see Maya Jones hobbling there. Looks to be all right. Miller wins the ball back from Williams, who gives a little tug, and that'll be a free kick for the Tides. Benetti coming over to the right side of the pitch, no one on her, but Pedersen driving it inside, punched away by Talbert. And a shot from distance off the mark.
off the mark, but also showing us that they do have that bravery to try it from distance. There's always an audacious attempt anytime you watch the Halifax Tides play.
Enthusiastic crowd in this rainy day at McMahon Stadium. Scoreless between Halifax and Calgary. Really pelting down now, isn't it?
Were you someone that loved playing in the rain?
Nope.
See, I kind of enjoyed
And I grew
it.
up in Nova Scotia, so there was a lot of rain.
You were used to it.
There was a lot of rain.
I kind of enjoyed it. Well, sometimes. Maybe not as much on turf, more so on grass.
Free kick going the way of the Wild. And offside the call. Betteridge. Betteridge again. Ball gets through to the captain. And now Williams trying to play in Bockham. Allen does well, turns on the step over. But the Wild still in pursuit. Belleron can't clear it. Coming down in buckets right now. And Moo just pumping it up the field. Rhodes tried to get it back to Benatti. Pedersen has Kennedy. Plays in Allen. Allen gets it by Storty. Cuts it back. Moore clears it. Not quite out of danger yet. Kennedy trying to cut in and broken up.
It's another opportunity there where Cheyenne Allen just needs to cut it back a little bit more. She cuts it right to Moore, but Jordan Rhodes is in the right spot. She's sitting at the top of that 6, waiting patiently for that ball to be able to strike it on frame.
Williams to James. Belleron lets it ride. You're watching the Northern Super League presented by BMO, the official bank of the NSL. Scoreless in this opening half between the Halifax Tides and Calgary Wild. In the third meeting of the season. Buckets of rain coming down, ball played through, looking for Miller, and that'll ride out for a goal kick.
And again, you can see the pace of the ball as the surface continues to get wet. It's only going to move quicker. When you play those direct balls, there has to be more precision behind it. Maybe under-hit it at times, which is obviously the most difficult thing. You're trying to make that judgment as a player. You want to hit it firm because that's what you're told always, but you have to be able to take just a little bit of juice off of it in these moments and recognize that your player might not be able to get there despite her being the quickest you've ever seen.
Belleron. It's on the ball, looking for a teammate. Just by Miller. 2 minutes of added time in this opening half. Miller. So back to Rhodes, but Moore clearing that up to Thurton, who was under pressure, earns the foul.
We mentioned earlier that there is that attribute of playing back to goal when you do play in that 9, and something that Sarita Thurton is used to is more so being in that half shape and being half open to be able to take a touch and then drive forward, having the game in front of her. But so far we've seen her do really well with her back to goal. She's done well to create some chaos, using her ability with back to goal to come to the ball, to lay it off, to have those little flicks, but also to spin out when she can to get herself facing forward. So far a really great half for Sarita Thurton.
Has that flexibility to play not only on the flank, but playing this number 9 role. Helps bring out the best in her, but brings out the best in her teammates, really.
Yeah,
no matter where she plays.
Yeah, absolutely, and that movement off the ball is huge because you've seen it a few times. Her ability to get in behind and pull out wide, that allows Doherty Howard to get in, that allows Bauckham to get in as well.
Ball played in, and Toth making no chances, pokes it away. Rhodes plays over top, looking for Benatti.
Looks like there might be a decent amount of wind out there as well.
Just making it interesting. Maya Jones, dying minutes of this half. Is there a goal here?
Defended well there from Valoran.
And that'll be it for the opening half. Scoreless after 45 minutes at McMahon. Annika Toth having to make a couple saves. Talbert having to make a couple saves. And some opportunities from both teams.
Yeah, it wasn't for a lack of chances that we're at an even scoreline right now, 0-0. We saw a few chances that Calgary is going to want back when they look back. You saw Storty miss one. You saw Doherty Howard miss one right inside the 6. But you also saw some opportunities from the Tides where they have to be able to finish. They've had so many corner kicks, so those set pieces need to be better. Both sides need to find that clinical edge in the second half, Signa. But it was quite an exciting first half.
Well, raining cats and dogs at Stampede Stadium, McMahon in Calgary. It is 0-0 between the Halifax Tides and Calgary Wild. And we'll see if this weather calms down in the second half. We'll have more from the Northern Super League and this third meeting of the season between the Wild and Tides when we come back.
What is this?
Whew. Oh, like real glasses, like prescription?
No prescription, that's good.
Are they real?
No.
Okay, woo! We're like, are we bringing gotcha. We're gonna get you in a business mode because you're gonna elevator pitch why someone should be a fan of your team.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
60 seconds.
All right, this is gonna be good.
Hey you, are you looking for a new hobby? Well boy do I have the best one for you.
We'll start off nice and easy. McMahon Stadium, Olympic Stadium. Can't get any more rowdy than that.
Family. Who doesn't love a family feel?
I'm just gonna cut to the chase here. I'm not gonna waste your guys' time. I'm not gonna take up 18 minutes of this video to tell you should come support Toronto, because you should already know that you should support Toronto.
And you know where you can get that? The Halifax Tides.
Our players, incredibly talented, incredibly inspiring to watch.
Do you like sports? How about women's sports? If you don't, it means you just haven't even watched them yet.
The people on the team are amazing. Olivia Scott, number 18, is super cool. She's a great center back. Watch out for her.
Why not come out in July? Stampede, biggest rodeo in all of North America. We got cowboys, cowgirls, country singers, rappers, music artists. Best thing yet, Wild also plays during the 2-week Stampede is on, so you can go to Stampede all day, come party with the Wild all night.
If I was you, I would definitely pick an NSL team that is nearest to you, or just pick the Vancouver Rise.
Representing the Maritimes, representing the East Coast.
We wear really cool colors and have a lot of fun stuff going on at the game, a lot of giveaways.
Come out, go tailgate with the Storty family in the parking lot before the game, and make sure you come say hi to me after.
Why wouldn't you want Toronto? We have Drake, Justin Bieber, The Weeknd, ketchup chips.
Watch the Tides make a statement, because the Tides are turning.
I love that. You knew what you were doing with that one. Yeah.
I like to keep everyone on their toes.
I don't know. Skip, can we go back to it?
One word for 2026.
Growth.
Excited. Legendary.
Baller. 2 words for 2026, round 2.
The vibe in our locker room is
Young.
killer.
The vibe is good. Yeah, the vibe is really fun.
Immaculate. The vibes in our locker room is just fun.
Most underrated teammate.
Ooh.
underrated teammate.
I just met them.
I think JC's an incredible player in our back line. I think she's going to be really exciting this year.
Annika Toth. I think she's a great goalkeeper and everybody should get to know her more.
I want to say Charlotte Bibo, but is she underrated? I don't know. She's properly rated.
Probably the twins. They could be together.
Flo. You just like her personality, you would never know until you get to know her, and then she's like quite literally one of the funniest people you'll ever meet.
So you gotta pick one of your teammates who's taking the last shot.
I choose Quinny with my eyes closed. Annie for one last shot. She's solid.
Maggie.
Phoebe Pridham.
Tanya Borchek.
Olivia Scott.
The league better watch out for blank.
Ottawa Rapid.
Montreal Roses 2026.
Us. For Vancouver, like, obviously.
The league better watch out for the Tides.
Halifax Tides, new team this year.
Calgary Wild.
The league better watch out for Vancouver because we're ready to rise.
We're gonna end off
You
on
like
I
that
love
one?
that. You knew what you were doing with that one.
Yeah.
The NSL is blank.
Inspiring.
An amazing group of incredible women.
It's a great place to showcase Canadian young talents.
La Liga est inspirante.
The NSL is a dream come true.
The NSL is powerful.
The NSL is now.
Welcome back. It is a rainy day in Calgary, for sure, at McMahon Stadium. It is 0-0 between the Halifax Tides and Calgary Wild after 45 minutes. This is the halftime show presented by BMO, official bank of the Northern Super League. And for the first half, you know, we mentioned it's 0-0, but certainly the crux of chances really came from the Calgary Wild.
They most certainly did, and this is a team that we spoke about, Signa. They have this front four right now between Jones, Thurton, Doherty Howard, as well as Bockham, that have been doing so well to interchange and create chance after chance. And you can see this first opportunity. This needs to go in the back of the net. We see Storty lose her footing. Of course, she's going to want to kick herself when she watches that back. She does so well to start the play, does so well to get into the box, but has to be more clinical.
Sarita Thurton, playing in that number 9 role, has certainly had her share of chances in creating.
And you can see that movement, right? She pulls out wide, Maya Jones gets in, you have Doherty Howard breaking the line. That's the sort of movement off the ball that you want. And then when you look at this, you have a penalty cry. Is it a penalty? I'm going no, it's a little soft. She does well to go down though. You gotta sell it.
You are a striker, you know.
Yeah, you gotta sell it. So I admire the somewhat of a dive, but it's okay. It wasn't a PK in my opinion. But then when you look at this, Signa, these are opportunities. I mean, Toth does well here to come and contest that ball. Doherty Howard does everything to get on it, but it needs to be cleaner in those final moments. Can they put them away? And then this one's frustrating, and you're gonna see Doherty Howard not bury this, and she is somebody that has the ability to do it. She looks up. Can she get this by Toth? Toth does make a really nice save, so not to take away from her, but the Wild just need to be more clinical when they have those chances.
Well, in terms of chances, there were some on the Halifax side as well, carrying the chunk of possession, 60%, but the 9 corner kicks, but not a goal to show for it.
Yeah, I think that they had more possession. We saw them in control of the game as far as the dynamic and whatnot, but as you said, it's about purpose, right? They need to be more purposeful when they're in that final third, and when you do have 9 corners, you need to have at least one that gets into the back of the net.
That was one of the things Stephen Hart said to us, is that he's looking for more confidence when maybe things aren't going your way. Who's going to step up and bring up that confidence level? We'll see who does in the second half. Well, we've got a big summer transfer window coming up, of course, and we got a little teaser on maybe some more names to come. One of them, Sabrina D'Angelo. We'll have more on her story and why she signed with AFC Toronto when we come back on our halftime show presented by BMO.
Watching dough rise always fills me with inspiration.
Don't ever look at my savings account. The dough doesn't rise.
BMO has 2 simple ingredients to make your savings rise. Great interest rates and no monthly fees.
Yeah, that would do it all right.
Plus, get a cash bonus for opening a checking and savings account.
So BMO helps your savings grow bigger faster.
Like a triple dose of yeast.
You're hired.
What? No, I wasn't looking for it.
Yes, chef. Yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
BMO. Everyone watches women's sports because why wouldn't you?
Because it brings us together. It's competitive and exciting and new and fresh.
The women who play are so competitive, so tough, fierce, and just leave their emotions all out on the field.
Everybody watches women in sport because we're the best.
Everyone watches women's sports because greatness has no gender.
Because we're a bunch of badass athletes and we love to compete and we're just fun to be around.
Because it's fun and exciting.
Tout le monde regarde le sport féminin parce que les femmes ont eu besoin de briser beaucoup de barrières pour arriver où elles sont aujourd'hui. Donc ça vaut la peine qu'on les regarde et qu'on les encourage.
Everyone watches women's sports because they have good taste. And they should.
Because this is just the beginning.
And at the end of the day, I am proud to kick like a girl, play like a girl, and score like a girl.
First game. First whistle. First goal. First jersey. First autograph. First favorite player. First away game. First big win. First time thinking, that's gonna be me. Firsts help us move forward together. Toyota, founding partner of the first professional women's soccer league in Canada.
Welcome back to the NSL Halftime Show presented by BMO, the official bank of the Northern Super League. And we're just ahead of the summer transfer window. And earlier this week, some big news from AFC Toronto as they signed a Canadian national team goalkeeper in Sabrina D'Angelo. Big news.
I'm pumped. I mean, this is a huge news, not only for AFC Toronto, but also for the NSL. The news is out, Cigna. NSL is the place to be. You have players like Sabrina D'Angelo wanting to come home, and that's ultimately the goal. We want to see all our national team players playing here, but we're starting with this one, and she is a fantastic one to start with. A great leader. You can see 24 caps for the women's national team. She's a two-time NWSL champ. She's a two-time FA Women's League Cup winner, and she's a two-time Olympic medalist. So she's had quite a career, and she's going to continue it right here in Toronto.
Yeah, so excited to play in front of her family and friends. She's from nearby Welland, Ontario, and she'll be eligible to play for AFC Toronto on July 20th. As for AFC Toronto, they're in action tomorrow against the Vancouver Rise. Well, it's a rematch of last year's final, isn't it? Out at Swangard Stadium, Jess Lisi will be on the call alongside Nigel Reed. That game on YouTube and CBC Gem.
Hi, I'm Diana Matheson, legend of the field and founder of the Northern Super League. Are you wondering where to watch Northern Super League matches live this season? Confused by TV networks, channels, streams, and schedules? You could visit NSL.ca and download the 2026 schedule to your smartphone, but who's got time for that? Not me. That's why we're introducing the 2026 Northern Super League game schedule hotline. Just dial 1-833-NSL Live and we'll tell you where to watch every match. It's simple, it's easy. It's like the opposite of AI. No, seriously, call it. They made me pre-record all the weekly messages, and we have like 80 matches.
Call the NSL schedule hotline now. 1-833-NSL Live. That's 1-833-NSL Live. It's free, it's real, and yes, you can leave us a message. Tell us where you're watching from. Tell us your favorite team. Tell us why everyone should watch the Northern Super League. Call now, find out where and when to watch, and tune in.
Still at halftime right now at McMahon Stadium in Calgary. The rain continuing to fall down. This 0-0 game between Calgary and Halifax. And certainly an impact player for the Calgary Wild is Grace Storty. She bombs down that right wing. She knows how to tackle. And let's learn a little bit more about her in this feature presented by WestJet, Where the Game Takes You.
I think being from Calgary means everything. I love that city. It means the whole world to me, so being able to play pro at home is just the greatest gift ever. I think my favorite part about playing home games in Calgary is when I'm flying up the wing and I hear little girls or parents or just friends and family like chanting my name. I think it's really just rewarding knowing that you're appreciated. I want to put on a good show for my friends and family and for all the people that come out to support us, but less pressure because Calgary is just such a forgiving place. So I know no matter what happens, like the city always has our back.
Cross gets in. And it's in the back of the net.
What do you remember about the goal? What do you remember about the moment?
Yeah, it was my first professional goal as a total, so super sweet. It wasn't a pretty goal, that's for sure. It went kind of straight off the bridge of my nose, but a goal's a goal. I'll count it as a header, and it was just surreal. My best friend was there, my family was there, so it was a moment I'll never forget.
On the pitch, you see the intensity she brings, and she brings that every day on training. She's always loud. You can hear her from across the field, but off the field, I do think she does a really good job of making everyone feel included, and she has that high social battery where she can make sure like the team is all meshing together and bringing that energy off the field as well.
I took a lot of pride in, I think everyone's kind of said, starting this and being a part of the start of it, and I think it's special for me that I am Calgarian. You know, I want to leave an impact on this league, whether I'm here for forever or just a short period of time, and I love it, so I can't complain. But yeah, moving forward, it's just, this is the place where I want to be and I love to be, so can't thank this league enough. Growing up, we didn't have that, especially in Canada, and it's really cool to see even now just the feedback from parents, moms, dads, their children, just saying how lucky they feel that their kid has someone to look up to. I hope they leave knowing that they have a role model.
Well, Grace Doherty warming up there under the shelter of the bench covering. It is a rainy day, that is for sure, in Calgary. Grace Doherty, a prime opportunity in that opening half, just a few minutes into the match to give her team the lead and just stumbled over the turf. So we'll see what kind of bounce back both of these teams have in the second half. Caitlin Talbert, clean sheet so far for the Calgary Wild. Facing 9 corner kicks, the Tides have not scored yet. And the Calgary Wild, some of the best opportunities of the game came via their feet in the opening half. Annika Toth holding up the clean sheet on that side of the pitch.
We really saw that momentum shift into the favor of the Wild. Despite them not having the majority of possession, they were a lot more purposeful with it. So can they come out on the front foot in the second half and start off right? Or are the Halifax Tides going to come out and really disrupt that and switch that momentum into their favor?
Third meeting of the season, of course, between these two teams. Halifax has the edge with 2 victories so far, 4-0 and 2-0. Right now, the Wild still looking for their first win of the season. And wouldn't that be nice to have it at home in front of these enthusiastic fans at McMahon Stadium? Drenched fans at that. I think a couple of them just getting some extra time at the concessions today. Second half about to kick off from the Stampede City. And which team can break this deadlock? We shall see as the next 45 minutes get underway. Thanks for joining us today, no matter where you're watching from. TSN Plus, ESPN Plus, YouTube. So happy you're with us. Signa Butler and Jess Lisi with you for the call today. Out for a goal kick.
Top 10 worst feelings is when you're playing in the rain and your hair just becomes this big knot. It was one of my worst things about playing in the rain, Signa. I don't know if you agree with that, but my ponytail used to frustrate me.
That's why you see all these tidy doos. Nobody does a loose ponytail.
Yeah, they look great.
Nobody does a loose ponytail
They look
anymore.
great. You can't even tell that their hair is wet. I did not look great.
Ball picked off. That was Pedersen, got it to Rhodes. Scooped out of her foot. Benatti turns, Rhodes, quick touch to Miller. Closed down quickly. Valeron.
Nice little attempt at the give and go. Didn't quite come off.
Benatti gets that back. She can shoot from distance. Watch out. The shot and over top of the bar. Talbert. Talbert had a couple over the bar saves. This one she needed to with Benatti.
You know that McSherry is going to be on Williams' case there. She has to be tighter. She cannot allow Benatti that much time and space. She scored 2 bangers so far this year, Signa, from the outside of the 18, and she will try it each and every time you give her the ability to. She struck that really well. Talbert, again, coming up big with strong hands, being able to get that over top of the goal. But now this is another opportunity, right? How many corners have they had? Can they capitalize?
Kennedy gets it in the box. Just a glancing header from Valeron, out for a goal kick.
See another look at it. That in-swinger, Valeron does come out to try to redirect that towards frame. Body positioning, forcing it to go wide.
Quick whistle as Rhodes slide tackle by Betteridge. Caught the attention of Alain Rouge, today's official.
It's a late tackle there from Rhodes.
Throw into the Wild.
Tight pressure from the Tides.
Robertson called for the foul. Allen on the left flank, trying to cut into her right. Storty, the tackle, not out of danger. Benatti likes to operate in those tight spaces, but cleared away by the Wild, and here they come out on the attack. Thurton to Jones. Jones charging forward. That's Maya Jones. Cuts it back to Doherty Howard. Doherty Howard from distance, curling it, and Toth is there.
See Maya Jones just looking to find some space for herself to attack into. Doherty Howard not getting enough behind that if it was a shot, and just a little bit too close to Toth if it was a cross.
Rhodes to Miller. Light touch back there. Leslie gets it up to Pedersen. Broken up. Rhodes tried the through ball to Benatti. Little too close there, and Doherty Howard wins that free kick.
Can't really argue with that one. Tides with numbers defensively.
Couldn't break out cleanly. And Betteridge 17-year-old who creates such a calm presence back there, says Sinead McSherry, as Allen slips. Jones, little shoulder shimmy, broken up, but not out of the way. Doherty Howard, the shot from distance off the crossbar. Doherty Howard ringing a shot off the woodwork, and another opportunity for the Wild.
And it starts with the bravery of Maya Jones to go at players confidently. That ball dropping back to Doherty Howard, who strikes it so well.
And operates on a dime. The cross in. Bockham. And Calgary recycling it all the way back to Moore. Williams. Broken up. Toth gives it a ride up to Kennedy.
Well, just getting away from Thurton.
Storty. Bouncing off. Moo. Still moving forward. Late challenge, they'll play the advantage. Bernardi out for a throw-in. Allen back on her feet. Another throw in for the Tides. Kennedy called for the foul.
Grace Doherty consistently looking for that ability to drive forward and into the space that's available. And in this instance, it forces Sid Kennedy not to have much of a choice but to foul her.
Doherty Howard. And the Tides looking to break out in transition here. The Wild had numbers going forward on that free kick and escaped with one there.
And that's well done from the Wild, because that is something that they've been trying to focus on, that attacking balance and having a bit more accountability in transition, not getting caught when they are numbers down. So that's well done from them to be able to break that up before the Tides are able to create anything dangerous.
So 10 minutes into the second half, scoreless at McMahon Stadium. Rain has subsided a little bit here. Some reprieve for the players.
I'm sure they're very happy about it.
It was pelting down in the second half of that first half. Bernardi. Turning, finds Allen. Allen, the early cross. Talbot spills. And out for a goal kick off of a Tides player.
You see some good movement here. Allen gets this ball in. Talbot isn't able to hold it. Miller is doing exactly what you want from your forwards in that moment. She doesn't give up. She follows up that rebound, but isn't quite able to beat Talbot to it to keep it in bounds and find the back of the goal. But that mentality and that tenacity is exactly what you need to be seeing from these forwards.
Wild charging forward. This is Bockham. Pedersen managed to break that up. Robertson. Jones now. Jones, the cross. Oh, it was dangerous. Just bounced off a foot and out.
Maya Jones continuing to show us why she is a player that is spoken so highly about. Her abilities in and around the 18, her IQ to be able to send that sort of ball in with just the right amount of power. It does go right through. We know the surface is quite slick, but such a talented player.
Doherty Howard gets the ball in, and Toth had to get a hand on it. Another hand! The Wild buzzing right now. Annika Toth, though, first game back this season, and a couple key saves for the Tides. Keep this game scoreless.
Big moment for her. She comes up big the first time. I don't think she was expecting to have to make that second save, but she reacted so well, so quick, was able to get her hand on it and keep it out of the back of the net. And we'll see it again here. Doherty Howard with some fancy moves, does so well to evade pressure at all times, gets this ball across. Toth does well to intervene there so Jones can't get anything, and then denies Storty.
Halifax playing out of the back. Benatti couldn't get the ball further. And the Wild take over midfield. Back to Annika Toth.
Stephen Hart did tell us that this is a team that really tests your concentration for 90 minutes. They're not somebody that you can take lightly. He doesn't think that the results that they've been having is a fair evaluation of the quality that this team has, and he knows that there's individual threats and difference makers, and we've seen some of them really come alive today, Signa. It's been very exciting to see what the Wild can do in the attack. I think there's been some doubters out there, so hopefully that there is some goals in this game for them, because they've been doing everything right to that final moment. Can they be more clinical?
Jones. Jones, broken up by Pedersen. Gives the ball away, though. Moore gets the ball out wide. And Julianne Valeron down on the pitch as Halifax prepares 3 substitutions. Julie Pedersen leaving the match. In will come Cho So-hyun off the bench. Sid Kennedy out of the game. In comes Stella Downing. And Julia Benatti out, and Tiffany Cameron coming in. So 3 changes for the Halifax Tides. There is Tiffany Cameron.
Fresh legs never hurt anybody. This might be exactly what the Tides need to just ignite that attack a little bit more. We're seeing Jordan Rhodes drop into that 10 role with the addition of Tiffany Cameron, it looks like.
Wild also have a sub waiting in the wings as well. Sonia O'Neill about to enter the game. Cameron tried to play an early ball, but the run wasn't on. Betteridge. Jones. Maya Jones making things happen. He's looking for Bockham. Had to come back for that pass. Jones finding her way, squeaking her way through space. Miller. Sarah LaMiller trying to slip a ball to Tiffany Cameron. And Cameron's got some space on the right side. Has two players in the box, tries to pick one out. Instead goes to Talbert, who's got to punch it away twice. Miller. Cameron cutting it back, but Tilly James gets that out of bounds. Moments for the Tides in this second half as a substitution comes in for the Wild. That'll be Anderson Williams leaving the game, her first start of this NSL season, and Sonia O'Neill coming in. Ball somehow squeaks through. Trying to play it quickly, but they could not. Nice, Rita. And Sarita gets it out of the way. Thurton.
You've seen it twice now, back to back, where there's an opportunity to really cut that ball back and get it to an open runner. Both the runners in the box, as well as the person that is making that decision of what sort of ball. It needs to be cleaner from the Tides. You see Tiffany Cameron, she's end line, but she tries to drive it across to beat Talbert. And then in that instance, Stella Downing needs to provide a better angle on the second chance that they just had. So just a little bit cleaner from the Tides. Their decision making, that final execution of the pass needs to really still come together for them.
Thurton getting that ball and cutting inside on Allen. And that'll go out for a Wild corner kick. So pressure there. Again, those transitional moments for the Wild causing Halifax some trouble.
You could see the pace of Thurton, and Allen is quite quick herself, and she does well to get there, but Sarita Thurton does everything to get inside Allen, and it forces her to make that tackle last minute, ends up deflecting off of her and out for a Wild corner.
Maggie Doherty-Howard on the ball. The flick on. And Cho So-yoon looked to be almost tying her shoes there for a second, but does get the ball away. Miller. Nice turn by Sonia. Out for a throw in. Offside the call. And a substitution now for the Halifax Tides. Sinamu coming out of the match. And in comes Sarah Taylor, the 30-year-old from Bridgewater, Nova Scotia. Touch off the mark for Sarah Taylor, who's got plenty of friends in the area. Of course, she makes friends no matter where she goes.
She sure does.
I know you know Sarah as well.
Yeah, Sarah and I have played together at just one national camp, but my goodness, she's somebody that she's such a bright personality. She's so sweet. She's like the sweetest person I've ever met. So definitely not shocking that she has so many friends.
Toth off her line, picks that up. Taylor spent some time in Calgary while she was rehabbing her knee surgery and did some coaching actually for the Foothills organization. She told me last season a lot of the players still come out to cheer on the Wild and occasionally for her, for the Tides. Sonia foul on Cho So-hyun. There's the aforementioned Sarah Taylor. 2 assists this season for the Tides. Miller turning, keeps that ball in play, but not inbounds there.
Miller, a player that also continues to grow this year. We spoke about her with Stephen Hart, and he said he's seen so much improvement in her physicality specifically, and how she went home and she did everything that they asked of her, and you could see the growth in her game already this season. She's been so consistent for them. Her ability to put that hard shift in no matter what minute she is in. So yeah, definitely a player that has a bright future and is just going to continue to get better each and every game.
Robertson in some discomfort.
Just that follow through from Allen. She might have caught her knee. But she's up and running, which is a great sight.
Dangerous ball here. And Wickers had to play that out of bounds because lurking was Sarita Thurton, who's been buzzing around the box tonight, making things happen and earning a corner kick at that.
She's very good at creating chaos, and she's ready to pounce, and that's something that you want from your number 9 as well, or any forward, but your number 9 specifically, because you are central of the field and you're always in great proximity to the net to create something dangerous. And we saw it there. She almost had that ability to go forward if the Tides didn't break it up.
Alain Rouge, the referee today's match, having a few words with the players inside the penalty area. As Maggie Doherty-Howard on the ball. Heads on it, not out of danger. But now up the pitch, and Talbert, oh my goodness, she's way out there. Clears it out of bounds before anything could happen, but way off her line.
She's made a few risky decisions today. We saw a couple times where she should have just cleared the ball out, and instead she tried to take a touch that got away from her. And now, yes, very far off her line in a moment where there could have potentially been a transition had there been a Calgary player higher up.
Thurton. It's called for the foul. That scoop ball over top.
See just a tiny bit of a shove there on the back of Wickers.
.20 minutes left to play in this third meeting of the season between the Tides and the Wild. Here's Jordan Rhodes. Has Grace Storty on one side. Jordan Rhodes looking for the shot and goes wide. Maybe had an earlier chance to shoot.
She has to strike that earlier. She does have Storty beat. It's a difficult one. Storty is doing everything to throw her off, but if she's able to strike right there, instead she takes her touch across the box and goes towards more players, more defenders, which makes it that much more difficult to strike on goal, as well as really killing that angle that she initially had being directly in front of goal. So just more confidence from Jordan Rhodes in that moment to just trust that she has it and strike it on frame.
Cameron, back to Allen. Allen again. He's inside. Cho So-yoon. Taylor has to turn back under pressure from Sonia. Downing likes to go at people. Stella Downing couldn't go through Storty though. And Talbert pumps it up the pitch. Vickers ball over top, and Cameron was right on the shoulder of Moore. Tides felt it was their throw. Taylor. Rhodes plays a little ball through to Cho. There's some of that fancy footwork, the Korean legend. Valeron cuts back to her left foot. Cuts back to her right. And a tackle in dangerous territory by Jorian Bockham. Fans not happy about it.
Julianne Valeron with the confidence to play with it just outside the 18 until she, I mean, there's not really much in that. I see Bockham's argument, but well done from Valeron to go down, and that's ultimately what it takes sometimes.
So with Benatti out, Sarah LaMiller and Taylor line up to the ball. Benatti, of course, known for those bangers of goals this season, can score on free kicks.
She sure is.
Let's see what these two have in store. "15 minutes to play. And the Tides with a chance here. Taylor with a strike, punched away by Talbert. So Talbert coming up big. She's had a couple saves today to keep her team at that clean sheet.
It's well struck from Taylor with her left boot as well. That was a perfect angle for a left footer to take it. I know Sarah Taylor is predominantly a right footer, so that's well struck from her. And Talbert, as you said, coming up big and keeping that out of the back of the net.
Bockham drawing the foul. Flick on will go right to Toth. Valeron looking forward for Taylor. That'll go out for a throw in.
Julie James doing well to just shield that ball out, not allow Miller to get to it. Been a strong performance, for Tilly James today. Signa, we spoke about it in the first half, but she's been throwing her body everywhere, body on the line, hard into every tackle, and has really come out to play today.
Sarita Thurton exiting the match after creating chaos up front. I'm sure Halifax is relieved to see that. Janaea Robertson leaving the game as well. Michelle Romero coming in, as well as Tegan Stewart. So some impact players coming in later in the game for the Calgary Wild. Here come the Tides. Downing. Little tackle there by Sonia. Allen squeaks a foot in, and Talbert catches that. Giving chase here. The cut inside the box, and Moore clears that away. Another corner kick.
Moore doing everything to ensure that Tiffany Cameron can't get a foot on that. But now another opportunity for the Tides. And Miller doing well to use her pace. She looks up. She does cut this back. It's really well recovered there from Moore.
Kayla Moore back on her feet. And Sarah Taylor, a left-footed in-swinger coming up for the Tides. Just over 10 minutes to play. Short corner. Cross in. Ball bounces back to Cho. Cho with the shot. A little bounce off the hands of Talbert, but she's got it. And now here come the Wild. Not so fast though. Downing. Looking to go 1v1. Has Cho. Scoops it in, back to Cho. And Taylor can't keep that in touch.
We spoke about momentum shifts, Signa, earlier, and at halftime you and I were talking about it off camera, but it's a big part of this match, and not just this match, but of the game of soccer, is how you deal with those momentum shifts. It's not always going to be in your favor, and we spoke to Coach Hart about this, and we've seen that the Tides have taken over momentum in a sense, right? We saw Calgary really take over at the end of the first half. We saw them come out on the front foot and continuously cause havoc for the Tides back line. But something that Stephen Hart mentioned to us is that he wants his side to just have that confidence sometimes and just slow things down instead of being hectic and driving numbers forward and sometimes leaving your team exposed defensively because of it, especially against a team like Calgary who looks for those transitional moments and really thrives in them.
Valeron cuts to the left foot, headed away. Goes to Allen. Allen now gets it to Downing. Downing, the shot, cross.
Oh.
Uh-oh, trouble! Oh. And it's in the back of the net. Sarah Miller scores for the third straight game against the Calgary Wild. And that kind of came out of nothing.
It sure did, and that's sometimes what it takes, Signa. As we've been talking about, the Halifax Tides have had chance after chance after chance off corner kicks, and they haven't been able to capitalize. So this is exactly what they needed. Now they have to go in and finish this game off strong, but we're going to take another look at it here. Cheyenne Allen plays this to Downing, who looks up and strikes this, just gets underneath it. It's really a lofted ball, but Talbert not able to get a hand on it, and it lands directly to Miller, who's hungry and has been waiting to pounce all game long and does well to get this into the back of the net. But just a lofted ball off the crossbar, straight to Miller.
And Miller off substitute for the Halifax Tides coming out of the match, and into the match will be Eva Fremont. But Sarah,
it's quite a
Miller,
send-off.
yeah, 4th goal of the season for Miller, the team captain. And there is Frimeau coming into the match. Calgary's not going to go down without a fight. They come charging right away. Tegan Stewart tackled. Downing, picked off by Sonia. Kind of feel the energy coming up in the game. Calgary desperate for that first win, but desperate for a result here after they've had several opportunities to get on the board. Frimeau looking forward, bounces off the foot of Moore. Tiffany Cameron giving chase. Tilly James does well to get back. Stewart.
Also something to just keep an eye on that could potentially hurt the Tides. It's late in the game. I've noticed it a little bit throughout the game, especially as the team starts to tire, but that gap in between that back line and that midfield line needs to be tighter at times. They leave themselves exposed in the middle of the park, and that's something that they dealt with in the season. I've seen it from game to game at moments. They've done better to shut it down, but that cohesion between lines and within lines just has to be slightly tighter, especially when you're defending a 1-goal lead.
Sonia drawing the foul. Doherty Howard coming up to take this free kick. This could be a big opportunity here for the Wild. Michaela Moore going forward. Some big targets up front for Doherty Howard to hit. Seven minutes to play, down a goal. Frimeau gives that a ride up the pitch.
Right there, that's the space I was referring to.
And Jones making things happen. Doherty Howard, the cross in, looking for a target. Wickers clears it. Wild with some desperate football here towards the waning minutes. And a foul called against the Wild. Frimeau. Ball sent forward. Jones, 1v1. Stewart's there, has Stewart, lovely turn! And Stewart with a chance, stopped by Toth.
It's more of a toe poke from Stewart. But Maya Jones again getting forward. Storty with a nice little touch. Stewart with a great turn, which doesn't get enough behind it to really test Toth.
Looking to chase down that ball a little. Showing her displeasure with the shielding going on. Not much doing there with 5 minutes to play. Moore under some pressure. Back to Talbert. Jones, nice flick on to Bockham. Wickers will go back to Toth. Got a little tangled up at her feet.
It's a nice build up here.
Again, it's Jones. to Storty, to Doherty Howard. To Lee James, the touch was a little awry. It actually bounced the right way, didn't it? And then the touch from Romero goes out of bounds. There is Annika Toth, clean sheet so far. Last season she had 4 of them. She was named to the Team of the Year. Best 11, that was voted on by the players. Real revelation for the Halifax Tides. Been injured this season, and Riley Foster-Inman, of course, has played 7 games and played very well for the Tides. So a nice goalkeeping duel on that team. Always a nice problem to have.
It certainly is. Most teams are struggling to have one, right? So to be able to have 2 and 2 that are of such great quality and can bring so much to that back line. Very different goalkeepers, both bring their own flair to each match. So definitely a hard spot to be in if you're Stephen Hart.
Tough collision there. Both players, and feeling the worst of it was Michelle Romero. Venezuelan international. Jordan Rhodes tried to skip the ball over top of Moore.
Oh, no.
And Moore got hit in the face here.
Looks like she might have caught the boot of Rhodes as she was just running by.
But Moore is all right there. Take some attention from the medical staff.
You'll see again what happened here. Jordan Rhodes takes this touch forward, but Michaela Moore was already on the floor when she came to slide tackle, and that knee from Jordan Rhodes just continuing her run seems to have caught her in the face.
The crowd applauding for Michaela Moore, who was up on her feet coming off after receiving medical attention. Such an important piece of this Wild back line, the leadership, the World Cup experience, the Olympic experience with New Zealand, and with an inexperienced back line, just providing that glue back there. So
absolutely. And especially when your team has been struggling so early on, it's so important to have those players like Moore on the pitch to help lead and to just help keep everything together.
Stewart. Tegan Stewart looking for a target here. Has Storty.
Claire, you're good.
Doherty Howard opening up on this right side.
Some great movement from Doherty Howard. She spins out. It forces Downing to go with her. Opens up some space.
Calgary throw now. 4 minutes of added time for the Wild to try and get a goal in this match. Try and get a result at home. It's been better from the Wild in this game.
Excuse me. Thank you.
Alan's so polite, even in the midst of chaos.
Doherty Howard gets it through. Nice touch there. Jones earns the corner kick. So late opportunity here for the Calgary Wild to try and make something happen. Get the fans on their feet at McMahon Stadium.
It's a big opportunity. Can they be precise in their delivery and then in their execution in the box? Can they finally put one away?
It's Doherty Howard. Drives the ball in. Toth got a hand on it, not a big hand. But Cho So-yoon gets it out of bounds for a throw.
See the referee signaling that there was no contact on Toth. She was protesting that there was.
Two of last year's tackles leader, Fremo and Storty, tangling.
Two players that never lack intensity. Storty and Fremo.
No. Wicker's telling everyone to get up the pitch. Halfway through added time. Fremo, that was a late challenge by Romero, I believe.
Suspected them looking to play that ball into the corner and keep it to wind down this clock. It looks like Fremo might have got clipped there.
Worst of that challenge.
Looks like she might have rolled over her ankle.
Some pain. Former French youth international Eva Fremo. And that is definitely a foul and likely a card here for Addie Wickers. Professional foul because that was a trouble territory for the Calgary Wild. And now it's trouble with the free kick just 20 yards out. And one of the best dead ball hitters in the league at the ball in Maggie Doherty Howard.
We've seen it multiple times in this match, Signa, but for Calgary, when you have the confidence and you take the space given to you, Maya Jones creates so much out of nothing at times, but she dribbles forward and forces a foul. And now you have an opportunity to potentially get that equalizer. Can they do it?
4 minutes of added time has gone. Doherty Howard on the ball. Toth! Big save over top. It's a corner kick.
Toth once again standing up and not allowing that into the back of the net. It was really well hit.
Doherty Howard again. Perhaps the final play of this half. Cuts the near post. Was looking for more. Blocked by Downing. And that will be the last play of the game. The Tides hang on for a 1-0 win on the road.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one for the Wild. They played really well today. We saw them come out with intensity and that front-footed approach from the first minute all the way to the final moment, but it comes down to being clinical. The more clinical team was able to walk away with the win today. You're going to look back. You're going to look at those opportunities that the Wild had. It's very frustrating for them. They're going to be kicking themselves a little bit, but that's just something that they have to take into the next game. Can they be more clinical? What can they do in those moments to find the back of the net and bury it? Because more results will come their way if they put that final piece of the puzzle together.
Sarah LaMiller, the goal scorer today for a third straight time against the Calgary Wild, her fourth of the season. Scored in the 82nd minute, and it kind of looked like it came out of nothing, didn't it, Jess?
Yeah, it sure did, right? This is Allen playing this ball. She takes a touch inside, which is really well done. Does everything to get this ball to Downing, who just fluffs this ball. It's not really well struck. Talbert not getting a touch on it. It looks like it goes off the crossbar and lands directly to where Sarah Miller is. And sometimes it's just about being in the right place at the right time. And that's exactly what she did. She fought for that ball against Tilly James, put her head on it, and found the back of the net to lead her team to victory today, Signa. So really well done from her.
And a clean sheet for Annika Toth coming back from injury in her first game of the season, really coming up big with a few saves as well.
Yeah, we spoke about it a few times throughout the game, but she did really well today. There were moments in that second half, in the first half as well, where she made a double save. Wasn't expecting her to get onto the second one, and she did exactly that, stopped it from going in the back of the net, and then massive save again on that late free kick from Doherty Howard, who we know packs a punch when she strikes a ball. So really well done from her. It was a good return, and glad to see that she's healthy and ready to go.
So they have a 1-2 punch in goal. Halifax does with Annika Toth, showing that she is back where she left off last season. Well, there's a look at the statistics. It was really an even game, wasn't it, in the end? Halifax with that advantage, obviously, on the corner kicks, but the shots, not too shabby, and the possession, not too shabby either. So even match.
I think at any point in this game, we didn't know where it was going to fall, who was going to really break that deadlock that we were seeing. Halifax Tides had majority of the possession for a good chunk of the game, but Calgary being more purposeful with it. But in the end, the team that was able to find the back of the net wins the game, and that was the Halifax Tides. So it was a really well-fought game. It was an entertaining one, so we had a lot of fun in here.
Yeah. And in the standings right now, the Tides maintain their third place right now with 14 points in the standings, 1 point behind the Montreal Roses in second. Ottawa still leading the way, and the Wild still looking to get that first win of the season. Came close today, though, certainly. As for more NSL action in Week 10, it concludes with this matchup, a rematch of last year's final, the Vancouver Rise, the champions, over the Shield winners, AFC Toronto. That from Swangard Stadium on YouTube and CBC Gem, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific time, with Nigel Reed and Jess Lisi, who's alongside me today. Yes, be there. It'll be a great one to conclude our Week 10 on the NSL. This broadcast brought to you by BMO, the official bank of the Northern Super League. I'm Signa Butler alongside Jess Lisi. Thanks so much for joining us today. And from all of our crew here, we wish you a great weekend. But don't forget about that final game. Tune in tomorrow.